Good afternoon, everybody. It's David Schlotthauer here in the home weather office with another detailed tropical weather outlook and discussion for Saturday, October the 12th, 2024. So to start off this video, here's a look at the GOES 16 RGB satellite imagery provided by cyclonicwx.com. There's a link in the description below this video. And what we're looking at here is the entire Atlantic basin on this satellite imagery, and we have a couple of areas to watch. The first area that we are still watching closely will be in the northwestern portion of the Caribbean, Western Caribbean, where there might be something that does try to develop here, but most of the model guidance and some of the ensembles are very uncertain on exactly where this is going to go. So there's still a chance this could go north, there's still a chance this could go west, and there's a chance this could go pretty much to the northwest. But there's another area that we're watching really closely here. This is over portions of the Cabo Verde Islands, moving off of Africa nearly a couple of days ago. This area will likely go west because the steering pattern up here is changing slowly. And so instead of this going out to sea like this, there is some model guidance, or most of the model ensembles are indicating that this is going to go further west and impact the Windward Islands in the next 7 to 10 days. So in this video, we'll be talking about that. Now, when we look at this on a 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook standpoint from the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida, again, there are a couple of areas to watch. Again, Leslie not going to do much. This has disintegrated. This is it basically is a remnant low right now. So Leslie is pretty much done at this point. We are watching this area down here. This is going to be the one that goes further west, and we will see if this does try to develop in the next 7 to 10 days. And we're waiting from the National Hurricane Center here to highlight an area in the northwestern and western Caribbean. So now, with that being said, here's a look at the GFS model, the Global Forecasting American model, looking at our average precipitation forecast every 6 hours. And what this is showing us is where there's more lighter rainfall, moderate rainfall, and heavier rainfall. So let's put this into motion at showing you which areas could develop out there in the Atlantic or even in the Western Caribbean. So putting this into the next couple of days here, we have again this area that is down here in the deep tropics of the Caribbean, so the Southern Caribbean. And then here is our another area that is going to be developing, and that's what the 30% risk for tropical development is for, because of that area that we are watching really carefully. And then going forward into the next 3 days, you can see how this all progresses, and we do got to watch this. Again, we have another area right here, so I'm going to point to that. So we have another area there. Then we have this little area with enhanced convection. You just don't want to take your eyes off of this, especially after dealing with Milton. Most of the models did not show Milton developing until last minute, so that's why we have to keep an eye on this area right here near the Windward Islands. This is about day 5, so this is about the 17th of October, and this is really unusual to get Cabo Verde systems moving to the west this low in latitude. We're not supposed to see this. We're only really going to be focusing on this area usually this time of the year, but instead it is very different. But that system doesn't really develop much on the GFS model, so the GFS has not seen this very much, but other models are already beginning to pick up on that signal. But keep in mind too, there is that big hurricane that could be impacting, say, portions of, say, Honduras, maybe Belize, down the road. So we cannot take our focus off that. That could bring a lot of impacts. Now looking at the European model, we're waiting for the run to come in, and yes, we have that in just now. So this is in the next 84 hours. This is for Tuesday, October the 15th, and you can see there is our disturbance that we're watching. But notice our European model is not showing much at all in the Western Caribbean, and that's just because, again, the European thinks that maybe something won't really consolidate over there. And the Euro has not done a very good job, so we'll have to use this with caution. But in the next 5 days here, by the middle to the end of this work week, upcoming work week for the 17th of October, we can see how that system does try to develop there over the northern Windward Islands. So this one has some potential because we have a ridge over here. we have another ridge, this big old fat high pressure system, a high pressure ridge that is going to be over the eastern United States. And there's not much troughs to yank this to the north. Instead, this is going to have no choice but going further west. And hopefully this doesn't develop very much at all. But some of the models, like the Euro, going very aggressive with maybe a tropical depression here. But this is really far out. This is 7 days right here, folks. 7 days, October the 19th. This is day 8. Day 8, October the 20th. Day 9, October the 21st. And then this is day 10 right here. So this is showing us a very intense hurricane, but that's 10 days out. And I would really use caution when looking at this model, because the last model didn't show anything at all that far out. And now it's showing something big. So we'll see if it sticks to the forecast. If this changes, we'll let you know in updates. Now looking at the Canadian model, showing something similar too. You can see, let's go put this into motion, and you can see the system there. Oops, this kind of glitched out on me. There's your system right here, just a little bit of a nub in the flow. So you got southerly flow here, we got a northerly flow here. And so there is a little bit of a disturbance there being indicated on the Canadian model. But going forward, you can see it does try to develop later on in the northwestern Caribbean. This has been a hot spot. Right in here has been the big area of development this season so far. We had some development out here, of course, some fish storms, but now it's going to all be coming back to the Caribbean, maybe into the Gulf of Mexico, right around day 7 to day 10. Really far out, but again, we cannot turn our back on the tropics, because even the Navy model is showing something here. Look at the NAVGEM, which stands for Naval Model. And when we go forward, you can see our system right here on the precipitation forecast over the next 5 days. This is day 6. This is day 7 right here. And you can see a disturbance moving over Puerto Rico. We'll see if this actually develops into something significant like we had in late June, early July. That was Beryl. Remember that Cat 5 hurricane, which means we have 2 Cat 5 hurricanes this hurricane season already. Hopefully we're done with Cat 5 hurricanes, but you just don't want to take your focus off. So we will have to monitor the tropics still all the way through the end of October, maybe something big coming in late October, early November, because of the MJO, which is going to be moving back into this area again. Now, when looking at the European ensemble forecast, this is the spaghetti plot. Here is our system right here. And there are some models that want to pick this up again into a tropical depression or even a tropical storm. This is 5 days out. There are some members. Dark blue means about 35, so that would actually be a tropical depression. And then watch this. They become tropical storm intensity, some of the members, by the time they get into, say, the Caribbean, as well as the southwestern Atlantic. That's why we're going to need to start watching this. There are even a few members picking up that northwestern Caribbean system, the Central American gyre one. So we'll see on how the trends go with that one. But right now, we're probably going to have to start watching this one a little bit more to see if it sticks in future model runs. And then going out to day, actually that is day 7. This is day 7. The GFS model not picking up much at all, but they're still picking up this track, this long area of potential formation. And then, of course, over the northwestern Caribbean, the GFS going very crazy on that, potentially a powerful hurricane developing, and that could hit Honduras, maybe Belize, in the next several days or two. Nothing going into the Gulf right now, and that's because of this big old fat high ridge that is going to be steering this thing to the northwest. But anyways, if you did find this video very helpful, very detailed, please don't forget to hit the red subscribe button down below this video. We're at 33,140 subscribers, folks. So thank you all for your diligent support with Hurricane Milton on my live stream, with Helene, as well as other past name systems like Beryl this hurricane season. So So thank you all for subscribing. If you haven't already, hit the like button and share this video with your family and friends on social media. As always, I'll be back with you more tomorrow on the tropics, just depending on how things evolve with our system that's coming off of Africa and what may be coming for the northwestern Caribbean in the next 7 days.